Hello, my name is Justin, and I'm going to show you how to get better at chess. So, chess.com has a ton of great resources to help you become a better chess player. So, what you want to do is make a chess.com account and then just explore. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the best chess.com resources to help you improve. So, first off, to get better at chess, you got to play chess. So, here we can hit new game, or we could go to play and hit play here, and it'll take us to this screen. Now we can hit this drop down menu and it gives us all these options. So this is how much time each side would have. So I recommend playing some slower games so you can really think through your moves. So if you played a 1 minute game and your time ran out, then you lose. So you got to make sure you stay ahead in the clock, and playing longer time controls is better for your chess. And then after your game, what you can do is you can go to this games tab right here, and then it'll show you all of the games that you've played. So if you click on the game, you can analyze the game. So click here, and it has an analysis. So now I can flip through the game and see where I went wrong. So for example, this right here, it shows me what the computer evaluation is. And if it's plus, if it's above 0, that means that white is better. And if it's minus, if it's below 0, that means black is better. So when there's any sort of jump in the evaluation, for example, here the evaluation is 0.77 or 0.8, and now it's 0.6-ish. So that means I made a slight mistake because it went down a little bit. I didn't play the best move. Okay? So you can go through your game and watch the evaluation and see where you made some mistakes. Where the biggest jumps in evaluation are, that's where the biggest mistakes are. And another way that makes it really easy to do this is just to hit review. And what it'll do, it'll analyze your game for you. It'll show you how many brilliant moves, how many blunders, how many misses. It'll show you exactly where you could have done better, which is exactly how we get better at chess. If we look at our games and figure out what we can do next time, then that's how we get better. So, for example, here, bishop takes c4 was an inaccuracy. You missed a better way to develop a bishop off its starting square. Okay, so how can I develop a bishop off starting square? So you can kind of just work through, it'll tell you where you went wrong and you try to find a better move. So here, bishop e3 is the best. It'll tell me that bishop e3 is the best, and it will give a little note. So also, for example, this was also an accuracy. I can retry and say I don't know what the move is. I'm really stumped. I can hit hint, and it'll give me a hint to what might be the best move. So it highlights the square. So now I should probably move this knight somewhere. So I'm going to move it here. And it says that's the best, and so forth. So they can really help you actively learn because you're the one that has to make the moves and find the best moves. You have to figure it out. So that's what's best for your chess, and it makes it super easy to do so. So using game review is super helpful, and I highly recommend it. The other thing that's super important for your chess is doing puzzles. So if you go over here and just hit puzzles, it'll take you to this hub where you can do all sorts of different types of puzzles. So if you click on this, it'll just throw you right into a puzzle. The more puzzles you do and the better you do on them, the higher your puzzle rating will be, and then it'll get more difficult. And if you solve it quickly, that also is helpful. So here, if I didn't know it, I could get a hint and it would highlight a piece, but again, doing them fast helps out. So if I could do this, and then you get a little streak and your rating goes up. So it's a really fun way to just practice chess and make sure think about playing the best moves. If you talk to any master, any really strong chess player, they've done thousands and thousands of puzzles. So if you want to be a better chess player, you've got to do your puzzles. Okay? And then these are some fun ways to do your puzzles. So Puzzle Rush is a game where it gives you a set amount of time, and then you have to solve as many puzzles as you can, and if you get 3 wrong, you're done. It's over. So you can do that with 3 minutes on the clock, you can do it with 5 minutes on the clock, or you could do it with infinite time. So that one, you really got to make sure you're doing it right, and you try to get the highest score. So this can be a fun way to try to do your puzzles in a more exciting way because it prioritizes speed and correctness. So both of those are very important. And if you're super competitive, Puzzle Battle is going to be great for you because it's just Puzzle Rush, but against somebody else. And you have to try to beat your opponent and get more points than them. So Puzzle Battle is also a fun way to do that. The daily puzzle is also fun to do with your friends. And then Custom is one of my favorite features. It'll show you different chess puzzle themes, and it'll show you which ones you struggle with, which is the best, because if you can figure out where you struggle, you can get better at that and become a better chess player. So being a better chess player is all about finding where you struggle and trying to fix it. So for example, if I struggle with skewers, I could hit skewer and I would hit start, and then it would give me a puzzle where I would have to find a skewer. Okay? So this is really, really helpful for working on specific themes that you struggle with. And it's great that it calculates, it tells you what themes you struggle with. So that's a huge help. And then another awesome resource is lessons. So chess.com makes these lessons for you, and they help any level. It doesn't matter what level you are, how strong of a chess player. If you're new to chess, it's got lessons for you. If you're a beginner, it's got lessons for you. It's got lessons for everybody. Even masters could benefit from learning about endgame patterns or advanced tactics. It's a great, great resource, and I highly recommend trying to do some of these lessons. It gives you a little video. So if I hit start here, it gives you a video, and then it'll give you some challenges. So again, that's great because it's a blend of um, kind of a lecture trying to tell you what to do, and then active learning, trying to put that into practice. So this is how you get better at chess. It's a great, great resource. And then one of my favorite resources is practice. If you go here to practice, it has all these things: master games, openings, drills, and custom position. I recommend exploring all of these. Master games will put you in a classic game, and you have to try to come up with the moves that they did and try to finish off the sacrifice. And here you can change the engine level to however you like. So if you just want an even game and you're a 1600, you can change it to 1600 and then practice and try to play a move for black. So anyway, that's a great resource to just mess with. And if you're struggling with specific openings, I find this super helpful. So for example, if I'm really bad against the London system, it's everybody's least favorite opening, you can practice it as black against, a strong engine, and then you hit practice, and then you can play. And say I make a mistake. Say I play just bishop h3, for example. It'll tell me bishop h3 is a blunder, and it'll say bishop f5 was better. So it'll tell you exactly, gives you immediate feedback, exactly where you went wrong and what you can do better, which again is exactly what you need to improve at chess. And say I want to retry, right? I want to learn from my mistakes. I can just hit plus and do it again. So now I want to play bishop f5 because this is what I learned. And you can also just back it up and play a different move as well. So there's all sorts of ways to learn from this. Again, I highly encourage you to just mess around with this. There's drills, you can do a ton of stuff if you struggle with attacking, defending, different end games. There's so much. And what I really love, this is one of my favorite things, is say you play a game and you get to a point and you just really don't know what to do. You're just moving pieces, you have no idea what you're doing. You can copy that position and paste it here and then just practice. Just play it over and over. And as you play it, it'll give you feedback. It'll tell you what you can do better. And then you can try it again. And you can see if you learned. You can try it again. And it's really great to just reinforce, like figure out what you need to do, what you need to do better, and then practice it. So practice makes perfect. I highly encourage you to do the practice feature on chess.com. Okay. And then if you go to watch here, you can watch any of the top chess tournaments in the world. So this is a fantastic resource because you can watch some of the best players in the world play, see how they play, and then learn from them. So I could go over to Irina Krush and Anna Zatonsky play. Wow, 130 moves. And I could see their game. I could see how they played, which is a great resource. Anytime you can see how grandmasters play, these are people that have spent so many like years of their life playing chess. Like they know chess better than anybody. So if you can kind of try to understand their moves and understand what they're doing, that can really help your chess. So I would recommend trying to go through it and guessing what to do. So in this position, you could guess, okay, I think white would take here. And then you can check, oh, that was the move. That's good. And so forth. So that's a good way to practice your chess. You can analyze, look at the openings, all sorts of stuff you can do with that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the board. So a lot of beginners really struggle with the board. When they see like someone say or they, actually see G3, they have no idea what that means. And that's totally fine. But chess.com has this really neat feature to kind of help you understand what that means. So the board is basically a coordinate system. And all like chess masters and really strong chess players have like memorized this coordinate system and they know where G3 is. If you say G3, they can point to it on the board. So a great way to practice this is if you go to more and then vision, you can practice. So it will give you a square and I have to click where that square is. So here it says D1. It also said it right here. And then I just click where that square is. So I know D1 is right here. So I click there, then it gives me another square, and you can see how fast you can go through it. And as you get better at chess, you'll see that you can do this faster and faster. So this is a great way to kind of train that and just give you more exposure to chess because anytime you can kind of talk with the chess player and understand what they're saying, if they're talking about a game, or if you're watching Hikaru or Levy say something and you don't really understand what they're actually talking about, this can be a great way to kind of train your brain to understand where those squares are and what they're actually saying. So this is a really great resource for anybody, especially beginners, to try to understand the board and really just open themselves to all sorts of other content that they can learn from. So yeah, chess.com has a ton of great resources. So I highly, highly recommend making an account and just messing around with it, going through all of these tabs, seeing what they all do, and seeing if there's a way to get something out of it. But these are the ones that I find the most helpful. There could be, a lot of other ones that other people find helpful, but as a chess coach, These are the ones that I recommend to help you get better at chess. So make a chess.com account and try these features out. Over time, if you do all of these things that I talked about today, you will become a better chess player.